he wants to make some money, Floyd wants to make some money. He wants to make some money. He could fight
your guy Jake Paul.
No, with him too, but he could fight the Wonder guy, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny won't fight him again. But I'm talking
Canelo?
Not Canelo, Crawford.
Oh, Terrence Crawford.
Usyk to fight anybody. You can't force anyone to fight anybody. You know, the will has to be on the Usyk's side.
And because his range control is so good, he's in. His nickname's the cat. He's in like a cat, and he is so accurate with what he's doing. He makes you miss, he makes you pay. That's the art of the sweet science. It is the art of getting...
Mike Tyson, speaking with Shaquille O'Neal on his podcast, claimed that Floyd Mayweather would get destroyed if he ever stepped into the ring with Oleksandr Usyk. Tyson criticized Mayweather for making heavyweight-level money without ever taking on real heavyweight threats, suggesting that Floyd only returns to boxing for financial gain rather than genuine challenges. He emphasized that Mayweather carefully selects easy opponents to protect his record and would never risk fighting someone as dangerous and skilled as Usyk.
With heavyweight.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Floyd feels like in a different category completely.
He made heavyweight money, but I'm talking about the heavyweight sluggers.
Yes. I don't know if we're ever going to get to the heavyweights again.
Huh?
Speaking of Floyd.
No, that's going to come back again. Always come back.
Speaking of Floyd, him and Roy Jones been going back and forth. If they were to fight, give me your opinion on who you think would win and why. And would people want to see that fight now?
Well, listen, people are all going to hate on Floyd, so they will want to see the fight. They want to see Floyd get beat. But are they going to fight?
I know they're going back and forth.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they would matter. If he wants to make some money, Floyd wants to make some money. He wants to make some money. He could fight
your guy Jake Paul.
No, with him too, but he could fight the Wonder guy, not Manny Pacquiao. Manny won't fight him again. But I'm talking
Canelo?
Not Canelo, Crawford.
Oh, Terrence Crawford.
Oleksandr Usyk has cemented his legacy to the point where he no longer needs to prove anything, with an Olympic gold medal and a resume that includes back-to-back wins over Anthony Joshua. Usyk has earned the right to leave the sport whenever he chooses, yet despite having nothing left to prove, the boxing world continues to buzz with speculation about who he might take on next.
He doesn't have to do probably because his legacy is secured. He's done basically everything in boxing. And if he was to retire tomorrow, or what could happen, which has been muted, that he was going to have the Dubois fight and then he was going to have a celebrity fight, you know, like crossover fight with an ex-MMA or something like that, which for me wouldn't be nice because I think it would cheapen his legacy in some way. But as Addy said, pounds and pence and dollars are what count in this game.
Andy, have you spoken, or has Spencer Brown or Frank spoken to you? Because to be fair to Frank, I've spoken to Frank twice since the fight, and he does always say, it's Joseph Parker next, it's Joseph Parker next. And he says it with a bit of force as well, as though he's promised you guys that you will be next in line. Has there been a conversation with Frank as to what happens with Joseph? Because I almost feel sorry for Joseph now. It's got to the stage where every time I see Joseph, I'm like, okay, look, when are you going to fight? When are you going to fight? And he has this face of, I don't know. And it's upsetting for me as well just to see him on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's very frustrating for him and for us as a team. But I had a brief conversation with Frank Warren as we were walking back from the ring. I said, it has to be Joe. And he said, we're going to push for Joseph. And Spencer Brown, he said, we're going to push for Joseph. David Higgins, we're going to push for Joseph. But you can't force Usyk to fight anybody. You can't force anyone to fight anybody. You know, the will has to be on.
Joseph Parker has emerged as a potential opponent, though nothing has been officially confirmed. Several top heavyweights are eager for a shot at Usyk, but the intrigue deepened when Usyk publicly stated he has only one fight left in him. Revelation has only intensified the speculation surrounding who will be his final challenger.
Will has to be on the Usyk side. The will for Joe is there. He'll fight anybody, and as he's shown. But the will has to be, and the want has to be on Usyk's team.
Put your fighter hat on for me if you can, Andy. Again, I mean, I saw. It's funny because the video of Dubois getting knocked out, there's you and Joe in the background, and I can see both of your reactions. When you're watching that, I mean, again, you've seen some of the best heavyweights in the world. You've been in camp with some of the best heavyweights in the world. When you're watching that, are you watching it like myself and thinking, okay, this is an all-time great you're seeing?
First and foremost, I watched it as a fan and I enjoyed the fight. And I thought Dubois started really well. But there's something about Usyk, isn't it? And just this change after round 1, round 2, Dubois was having some success, landing right.
Usyk has built a reputation as a fearless competitor who never ducks, challenges, or drags out negotiations. Unlike many fighters who get caught up in media hype and promotional delays, Usyk keeps things straightforward. Once he agrees to a fight, he gets to work. His no-nonsense approach and readiness to face anyone, anytime, have earned him widespread respect across the boxing world. Fans and promoters alike admire him for consistently stepping up without excuses or distractions.
One thing I would say that we have to appreciate from Usyk is how he's so willingly down to fight anybody, right? Typically in boxing, you look at how boxing is structured. You have the Ali Act where a fighter could be like, nah, I don't want to fight him. Okay, we're going to strip you of your belt since you don't want to, defend that belt, right? How long does it take us to get a Gervonta Davis to fight, maybe a Devin Haney, or a Ryan Garcia fighting somebody else, right? It takes fucking forever. But now when it comes to Usyk, Usyk, he's a champion. Okay, your next title, person you have to defend against is Dubois. Perfect. Send me the contract. I will be ready. Yeah. You don't get that nowadays in boxing. You don't fucking get that. But when he fights, that's one thing I love about him.
Mm-hmm. Just beating Daniel Dubois in a rematch, the younger guy, and he's made it look easier against him and schooled him and destroyed him. That is the pinnacle of skill in boxing. That's the pinnacle of the fucking sport.
Becoming a 3-time undisputed champion across multiple weight classes is no accident, and Oleksandr Usyk's rise from cruiserweight to heavyweight proves just how exceptional he is. His transformation wasn't just physical, it was in adapting his skill set to overcome bigger, stronger opponents, as seen in his back-to-back wins over Anthony Joshua. But Usyk's greatness goes beyond the ring. He paused his career to serve his country during wartime, demonstrating courage and integrity few athletes possess. Analysts are increasingly placing him alongside legends like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, not because of weight class, but because of what he represents: dominance, adaptability, and legacy. His technical brilliance echoes Mayweather's ring IQ, while his fearless heart and relentless drive mirror Pacquiao's warrior spirit. Usyk's ability to remain undefeated while seamlessly conquering divisions has earned him a rightful place in the conversation of boxing's all-time greats.
How high is Oleksandr Usyk all-time on the GOAT list? I've seen a lot of debate that he's top 5 already, top 10, shouldn't be in the top 10 yet. So here's my thoughts on it. I think you can put him anywhere from like number 4 to number 10 all time. But he should definitely be in everyone's top 10. 2-division undisputed champion at cruiserweight and heavyweight. And he probably has the 2 best undisputed runs of the 4-belt era. At cruiserweight, he beat everyone in enemy territory. Glowacki in Poland, Briedis in Latvia, Gassiv in Russia, Bellew in the UK. At heavyweight, he beat all the Brits, mostly on enemy territory twice. Joshua twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. Of that post-Mayweather Pacquiao era, I think he's definitely the greatest. Now, I have Usyk number 8. For reference, I have Floyd 1, Manny 2, Ali 3, Robinson 4, Duran 5, Leonard 6, Roy Jones 7, and then Usyk at 8. I know there's a whole debate right now about Usyk and Ali. Of course, Usyk's more skilled than Ali, but I think Ali's resume is greater, which is why I have him higher. But I'm curious to know how high people have Usyk now all time, without recency bias.
Floyd Mayweather has crafted his legacy through precise decision-making both in and out of the ring. Analysts agree that if a fight offers high financial reward with minimal risk, Floyd is likely to consider it. Known for his calculated approach, he meticulously studies potential opponents and selects those who align with his strategy to maintain an unblemished record. This method has delivered enormous paydays while minimizing unnecessary danger. It's clear that Mayweather won't step into a fight unless the terms are in his favor, profitable, controlled, and carefully chosen. If he returns, it will be on his terms, with every variable measured to protect his legacy.
You're fighting the best fighter in the world. Yeah. And you're figuring out a strategy of not how do I win, but how do I last?
Yeah. And that was the strategy. I had a good idea that I wasn't going to be able to knock him out.
No, but that's not the goal with a guy like that. No, but Floyd is the most precise and Floyd doesn't care who watches, who likes. It doesn't matter. Right. Floyd only cares about the points. Yeah. If the fight is entertaining, for him, it's just a strategy. Yeah. So he's kind of like the beast of fighting. Beast is like, how do I get the algorithm and the numbers? 100%. That's how Floyd is.
Do you think he's you think he's the greatest? One of the greatest ever?
Every great fighter in the world says technically there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has frequently praised Floyd Mayweather's defensive brilliance, calling it one of the most advanced in boxing history. He described how Mayweather can stand directly in front of his opponent yet remain nearly untouchable. Without relying on flashy movement or high punch volume, Floyd uses perfect timing, slick shoulder rolls, and subtle shifts to avoid clean shots. This approach frustrates his opponents, often leading them to make costly mistakes. Rogan emphasized that even when Mayweather appears idle, he's actually controlling the tempo and rhythm of the fight on a psychological level. In contrast, Usyk's mastery lies in his elegant footwork, fluid, precise, and always one step ahead.